isn't going to fall. We are fallen.
In 2007, I was a state representative, and I had no idea the things I would discover about why America was collapsing from within would motivate me to take my life savings and make a film. And I had never made a film before. During the 2 years it took to finish the project, my children prayed daily that it would win the largest single cash prize film festival in America, which in my thinking was a mighty tall order. But of course, it wasn't for God.
The 2010 $101,000 grand prize for Best of Festival goes to Agenda!
God is so good. I'd like to thank him for just the wonderful wife he gave me. I don't think any man can even reach a fraction of his potential if he doesn't have the woman with him that God intended him to have for life. And I want to thank her. Kids, I'm giving this to you so you'll always remember God does answer prayers. Thank you so much.
After the festival, Agenda began to spread throughout the country. Millions of people were watching it. We had an average of 1,000 different independent showings every single week for 2.5 years. And as we traveled, people all over just seemed overwhelmed. The people I spoke to felt they were under attack from 100 different enemies with 100 different agendas. But I knew from my research that wasn't the case. If things are always moving in one direction in a unified fashion, there is a reason why. Consistency has never been a virtue of ignorance. An experience we had along the way finally put into place a missing piece of the puzzle. We had a Tea Party group that met monthly at a local community college in Minnesota. We showed the film Agenda, and then afterward, as I was answering questions, a man stood up. He said, "I want to congratulate you on your research and how you found all the socialist, communist influences that have changed America. My hat's off to you." I said, "Thank you, sir." But then he stopped, and I could tell something was coming. He said, "I want to tell you something. I'm a professor at this college. I am a communist, and we will win because we're taking all your children." And then he walked out. A woman in the front row who was crying said, "How could he be at our little community college?" I said, "Ma'am, he is at every school in America. Even though many are starting to wake up, they're studying the issues, they're reading books, they care about this country. They didn't know the most fundamental thing you have to know to ever win a battle of subversion. Your enemy." One of the radical Marxist leaders of the 1960s, I think, gave us the key that we are facing today. He said, "The issue is never the issue. The issue is always the revolution." These masters of deceit have used their propaganda so successfully, they've actually accomplished the greatest feat in warfare. They have convinced us they no longer exist, which has given them carte blanche to subvert, manipulate,